I have always had a deep desire to find love and dreamt of having a family from a young age. Felt romantic too. I daydreamed of holding my wife's hand as we walked down the street and played with our children in the park. For as long as I could remember, I had always felt like I wasn't good enough or overwhelmed by these good romantic feelings I would worry about when I felt attracted to another. They were highly uncomfortable and pleasing at the same time. I wasn't sure where these feelings come from. I was around 16 when they arrived, loving and hating them at different times. I was never successful as I wanted to be in the love stakes, never attractive enough and never quite as charming as others. Felt like I was always coming up short. I was terrified of rejection after my first love had hurt me, and the thought of putting myself out there and being rejected again was almost too much to bear. I acted to protect myself. So I learned to keep my distance and built walls to keep these uneasy, beautiful feelings in control and order, never letting anyone get too close enough to see my fears and doubts. But deep down, I knew I couldn't keep living lonely like this. I needed to take a chance and putting my fearful feelings out there, even if it meant risking rejection and more emotional hurt. So one day I decided to take a chance and ask a girl out I had been crushing on for months. To my surprise, she said yes, and for a few months things were going well. But then, as always, the doubts started creeping in, and then I started to worry that I wasn't good enough for her, that she would eventually see through my doubt and realise that I was nothing special. And then one day it happened. She broke up with me, saying she no longer felt the same way. I was devastated. I put myself out there, and everything came crushing down around me again. But in the following weeks and months, I realised something important. I had taken a chance, and even though it hadn't worked out, I had survived, and the world hadn't ended because of being hurt. And slowly but surely, I started to feel a little more confident in myself. I started going out more, meeting new people, and trying new things. And eventually, I met someone new and had a family. It wasn't love at first sight, but it was a connection. And over time, that connection grew stronger until one day it ended. It was challenging this time because there were kids involved, but with respect for each other and coping and dealing with our pain and hurt like grown ups, the kids have not been affected by the separation. I learned that separation wasn't the end of the world and that life continued even when things didn't work out in the love stakes. And in the end, I got what I always wanted: children. I found love and had a family. It wasn't perfect, but it was real, raw and harsh, and it was worth taking the risk for love. It's better to have loved than to have never loved at all. Have a good day.